As a previous freelancer, a current 9-to-5 content creator, and an aspiring small-time YouTuber, I've spent thousands of dollars on cameras and camera gear, but today I want to talk about 8 things that I actually use as a small-time content creator to make videos like this one you're watching right now. Starting with the cheapest item, the sun lamp. Now, I actually bought this in the US. I believe it was $19. I think you can find them on Amazon for around $20 some on the Canadian site as well. Now, by no means is the sun lamp a necessity, but I just really like it because it adds a little bit of color to my very cold and bright lighting setup. You've probably also seen so many different creators use it for moody lighting or moody shots like this. I've used it for shooting little spec ads for products. In general, I like warmer colors, so I find myself using it in almost every shot that I take, especially talking head, or just in the background for shots in my vertical content. I consider it a very cheap investment, and I think it provides a lot of value. The second item is something that I've talked about previously, and it is the cheap tripod plus the Arca Swiss mount. Now, any tripod will really do for what I'm using it for. I'm just locking off a camera so that I can shoot this talking head. There's not much to say about this. The only reason that I really work with this setup is because of the quick release Arca Swiss plate. Without it, you have to kind of keep screwing on the tripod mount, and I just find that super annoying. So this $20 thing is probably one of the best purchases I've made. I've had comments talking about an actual system for the Arca Swiss plates that I have, but I found that this is a budget option and it works just as well, so no need to spend the extra $25. Also, I want to mention a quick note that any tech that I'm talking about in this video will be linked in the description as affiliate links, so if you want to help out the channel, make sure to check that out. This list gets pretty expensive pretty fast, so third on this list is my Godox light and the Godox softbox. The only light that I have is the Godox SL62D and then the 80 centimeter rectangular softbox. I picked this light specifically because I thought it was a great balance between budget and what I actually needed for my filming. I'm not filming like short films, I'm not really filming outside. We have our own set of lights at work, and so I only really use this in the house. I'm able to control the light that comes into the room, so this is way more than enough power, at least I found for now, to light all of my shots. And I also picked this 80 centimeter rectangular softbox because I saw it on Gaku's channel. He made this recommendation. I think he uses the Amaran lights and maybe the Amaran softbox. I don't recall exactly. When I first saw this long rectangular softbox, I thought that was way more compact than the normal like octagon or circular softboxes that people usually use. And considering the fact that I share the office with my girlfriend, I wanted something that didn't take up as much space. I find it really annoying to put softboxes on, and for my use case, I never really take it off. So to have something that I can just leave on and doesn't take up all of the walking space in our office was a huge plus. I really also like the fact that it kind of shapes the light to be a little bit more directed. So if you look over here where I have my little lamp, the light doesn't actually shine there as brightly, and so it gives you a little bit more of that like contrast within the frame, which I really like as well. Personally, I've never felt the need for a big circular softbox after purchasing this. It gets all of the lighting the way that I want it, and it looks good in my eyes. So more compact form factor, and it gets the job done. Plus, I think it was only like $80 to $90 on Amazon, so I'm really happy with this purchase. One thing I will say about the light itself is I think there's an option to get one that is able to change color. And in terms of future-proofing my setup, I think that would have been something that I was willing to spend a little bit more money on. But in general, I like to keep my setup relatively lean because I'm cheap. And so I've never really felt that this light didn't do what I wanted it to do. It's plenty bright, and you can't really hear it. It's really quiet. Even at 100%, I always have it at 100%, and you'll never hear it. If anything, you'll hear the heat going more than the light ever will. And as of now, I've never felt the need to change the color of the light. Maybe if I could, maybe a slight bit warmer, but I can really just change it in camera. Overall, super happy with this Godox combo. It was only like $350 altogether, and I use it for every single shoot, every single lighting situation, because the lighting in the house is absolute dog. Now, the fourth item that I actually use as a small-time creator is the Rode Wireless Go 2s. Apparently there's a vocal minority of people that absolutely hate when I use the mic on this rice scoop as a holder, but that is one of the pet peeves that I have with the Rode Wireless Go. Absolutely great mics. I love the quality. The battery life is good, I guess. I haven't really tried anything else. We have DJI ones at work, but the issue with these mics is if you clip it, you have to clip it like this, and I just think this looks ugly. I don't know. I don't know if it's just me. I just hate the fact that I have to clip it on the neck of my thing and it's so prominent. The one thing that's really good about the DJI ones is that it comes with a magnet, and so you can actually have it like in your sternum area, which I think is just better for overall audio quality, but B, looks a little bit less like, I don't know, in Korean it's like tapdape, but it's like, you feel like less constricted, I guess. Like having it so high up on my neck just makes the visual, it just feels unnatural. And so the Rice Scoop mic holder stays because it's better than buying like the $50 Rode actual mic holder thing. Yeah, I just think being able to like move the hands and move the mic all together just presents a cleaner look. More about the mic itself. I actually end up using a wireless mic more than my ECM M1 mic just because the audio quality is obviously a lot better because it's closer. When I have the ECM mic on the camera, I have my camera set fairly far away, and so you pick up a lot more noise. Would I necessarily recommend the Rode Wireless Go 2s? No, I think there's a lot of good mics out there that have come out since these, but I haven't personally had the chance to try it, but a lot of people swear by the Hollyland mics. I would love to try those out. I mean, they're super tiny, and I think that makes it a lot cleaner to use and easier to use. And also the DJI mics. I mean, we use those at work. And another thing that I actually don't like about this is the fact that you can't really easily connect it to your phone. I know for the DJI and the Hollyland, they have the adapters that just plug and play into your iPhone, and that would be really useful. I'm assuming that Rode has it. I just don't really want to buy the adapter. So definitely check those other ones out and check out reviews because I know that there's a lot of comparison videos. Now, fifth on this list is not something that you would actually typically consider to be gear. It's not a camera or an accessory. It is actually software. And I'm talking about DaVinci Resolve Studio. I think I bought DaVinci Resolve Studio around 2-ish years ago now, and it is one of those purchases that I have never regretted in my life. I think it is one of the best purchases that I've made throughout my creative career, and I will glaze DaVinci Resolve for the rest of my life for providing a one-time payment for software that they're constantly upgrading, constantly bringing more value to in a day and age where everything is a subscription model. I actually started learning editing and all of my content creator stuff on Premiere Pro. I really liked it. I really liked Premiere Pro. I learned everything on Premiere Pro, but the price tag is just absolutely ridiculous. I cannot justify spending that type of money for software. I hate getting absolutely railed from monthly subscription software. And yeah, I tried to transition to Final Cut Pro when I bought my MacBook Air. And while it was like, okay, I just could not get over using the timeline. I was pretty stuck in the ways of using non-magnetic timelines and just layers and editing that way that I just couldn't find myself using Final Cut enough. But then enter DaVinci Resolve. I started on the free version for a long time and absolutely fell in love with it. Just the sheer power of DaVinci Resolve and the amount of stuff that you can learn, it feels endless. And they're constantly giving you updates and everything. So even the free version was a no-brainer. If you're not currently using DaVinci Resolve, it is one of the best transitions that you can make. And if I'm being completely honest, the entire reason that I bought Studio was specifically for the magic mask function so that I can do stuff like this. I hated rotoscoping, and it took up so much time that during my freelance career, I would spend hours rotoscoping things. But the moment that I got the magic mask, I was just like, oh, I just started using it for everything. And you get a lifetime subscription. So it's just a no-brainer. Now, the sixth or seventh thing is the lenses that I use. Now, I use a 10 to 18 millimeter and an 18 to 50 millimeter. I'll go cycling back and forth. For all of my talking head stuff, I'm using the 18 to 50. And then for B-roll and certain shots, I will use the 10 to 18. But like I said, I'll just cycle between these to kind of film B-roll. I've talked way more in depth about both of these lenses in 2 different videos. One is the no regret purchases, which is the 10 to 18 millimeter. And the second one is the 18 to 50 in my purchases that I actually do regret. I'll have links to both of those, or they'll pop up right here. But the quick gist is I absolutely love my 10 to 18 millimeter. I mean, on an APS-C, it feels like wide angle for people that do vlogging is kind of a necessity, and the 10 to 18 gets the job done with beautiful accuracy, fast autofocus, everything you'd ever need. Gets really cool shots like these. And the 18 to 50 is also amazing but it feels like it doesn't have quite the range that I'm looking for. You know, from all the comments in that last video, maybe the 18-50 is actually way better than I thought, and the 17-70 from Tamron might not necessarily be the right option for me. We won't know until we try. For now, I'm going to stick with that position. And the final, which is either the 7th or the 8th thing, is my Sony FX30. Now, I didn't want people to get the wrong impression. I absolutely love my Sony FX30. I kind of put it as one of the regrets that I made, and that wasn't a regret in the sense that I wish I never bought this camera. It's the fact that I wish I could have just taken that big leap into a full frame FX3, which would have been, you know, like at the time, I think $1,000 or $2,000 more dollars. And that's just because it's a lifelong purchase for me. But I absolutely love my FX30. I mean, it's a powerhouse of a camera, and the only reason that I struggle to justify upgrading to a nicer camera is because of how good the FX30 is. Yeah, I mean, as a camera and as someone that isn't like a pixel pincher, I think the FX30 hits everything that you would ever need. There's still a lot more for me to learn about using this camera itself. The form factor is one of the nicest that I've ever felt. I really like how it fits in my hand. And because I'm a little shallow and I care about looks, I mean, you cannot tell me that this camera isn't just like, it just looks nice. It looks clean. The color, the white, I mean, not the white, the black with the like gunmetal kind of gray vibe it's got going on. It just looks professional, and it exudes this Giga Chad energy that just gives you a confidence as a creator. So yeah, that is everything that I use to make videos exactly like this one. These talking head tech little videos. I will be coming out with a video talking about my vlogging setup because I actually do vlogs. I'm trying to make a personal brand here, not just like a tech and camera stuff YouTube channel. I know personally, I always wondered how specific creators got a specific look. So if you want to copy my look, then this is the exact list of things that you would need to kind of get the JPD look, I guess. So if you found any value in this video, if you enjoyed it, make sure to comment. I really like talking with people in the comments, and I feel like I learned so much from my other video in the comment section that it just opened my eyes to how little I know about like content creation and just videography in general. So I'd really appreciate throwing down whatever comments, ideas, opinions that you have in the comment section. Love to hear those. It would really help me out if you liked the video and subscribed. But other than that, I will see you guys in the next one.